What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and today we're going to be talking about the team of the week 16 and 17 that's going to be probably getting released tomorrow, as according to what EA Sports has said recently on their Good Morning Madden show. They do that every morning, Monday through Friday, at EA Madden NFL on Twitch. So pretty much one of the key things that I, listened to and kind of was like, wow, okay, week 16, one of the heroes are supposed to be Saquon Barkley. So I already know you guys are going to be coming in going wild. Yo, Gmia, what are we doing? Now, remember this, guys. When Saquon Barkley was released, like earlier in the year, he was one of the top running backs in the game. Another notable one, for you Cowboy fans, Gallup is going to be one of those players for one of the weeks, and then Deion Jones, I think, for week 17 or whatever. Those are the players I'm not really concerned with because middle linebacker is pretty much locked up for me with Patrick Willis and also Ryan Shazier. So I'm all set with that. So if I'm not talking about a player that was announced, that's because my particular team is in a good situation with those players, so I don't need to actually get them. That does not mean that if your team is being built, like I was, interacting with one of you guys about, your team being like an 86 overall or something in the comments on one of the videos. As you build your team, you build it based on what you want, not what I'm doing, not what the other YouTuber you're watching is doing, what you want. All right, so if something meets your criteria and you want a player that they're announcing for Team of the Week, you prepare yourself for that player, which is what we're going to do right now as far as the player that I like. Now, out of all the names that they said, the only one that struck me was Saquon Barkley. All right, so for me, this is how we're going to prepare for Saquon Barkley, which I know a lot of you guys are probably going to want to take a look at that, right? So let's go look at, do we even have anything for him? Okay, we only have that one, right? Okay, so the last card that he had, and I'm glad I kept this one, because if you didn't, you're probably going to be out of luck with it. Ideally, what happened with him was, obviously powered up, he went to a 90, and then we gave him +3. That was a 93. Realistically, I would like to see him get to a 97 speed, okay? That's realistically. I don't know if we're going to get that. Now, if we get to a 97 speed with him, I think we're going to have to replace Eric Dickerson. Now, some of you guys might be saying, yo, Gmia, that dude comes starting with Freight Train. Let me explain why. Saquon Barkley was a glitchy card. All of you guys know. If you played against Saquon Barkley when he was popping, everybody knows that he was really, really good, right? So there's a chance that this card may be kind of OP. It's a high possibility that it's going to be OP, right? If it happens to be OP, you're going to probably want to be able to get him if that's something that you're into. So you see that his power up has already gone up in price because they announced it, right? This card right here is not a big deal, but the 91 may be a big deal, but we already have it. We kept it. We kept it. 200K for me is a lot for that player. If that's something that you wanted to do, for whatever reason, you could go ahead and do that. You can see that somebody has open bids right here. Is 20K a lot for it? Yeah, but ultimately, depending on the ratings of the card, it may be worth it. Now, when we go ahead and we take a look at, obviously Bo Jackson isn't going anywhere. All right, so this guy goes to a 97 speed for us. Would they make him go up 4 speed points? We've seen weirder things happen. Now, he explode. Look, the Giants, the one shining light that we saw about the Giants all season when he was healthy was Saquon Barkley. Obviously, Danny Dimes, but he had some games where you're like, all right, bro, he's going through a little rookie thing and whatever. But Saquon was consistently a good player whenever he played, and we knew he was healthy. He actually exploded in week 16. Absolutely deserves the card. The issue is EA going to give him his due? Because remember, Tyreek Hill should have already been a 99 speed. The dude is running down, who was that? Damian Williams from behind, like every single game when the dude's like running down the field, and he's already like 20 yards ahead of him, and EA Sports didn't feel that he deserved the 99 speed. So even with the way that the game is gone, this is a new year. So maybe EA does the right thing, right? Maybe they go out there and they make him the right type of card and we're all set. Or maybe it's a little bit more of the same. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to buy him for the 19.5 just to have him. Now, remember, again, I'm pointing this out to you guys so everybody understands. You do not need to get Saquon Barkley if you like your running back that you already have. For us, we're looking for the best player that's available. All right, that's what we do here. We look for the best player available that fits our scheme. Some players don't fit our scheme, so we're not doing anything with that player. If you understand that, then you'll be fine. If you do not, it is what it is. Now, his price has gone up. After the zero chill, it went down for a while because of, Bo Jackson, all that stuff. Remember, you can always sell him if you want to give the other guy a try. because I don't really see a situation where they're going to immediately give this guy another upgrade or whatever, so it doesn't really matter. For me, at this point, the freight train, I think EA may have nerfed it, depending on the opponents that you play. Sometimes he comes out and he's just way OP activated. Sometimes you tackle him with Deion Sanders like one-on-one. So I don't really know what EA has done as far as the tuning with the freight train being activated at the start of the game. But if for whatever reason Saquon Barkley can reach 97 speed, he's actually going to be very, very similar, if not better, to this card. Obviously, we know Eric Dickerson, one of the greatest running backs ever. But I'm talking about just in Madden. They're going to probably make Saquon be OP the way that they always do. You know what I'm saying? Like when a new card comes out, for those of you guys that are new to Madden, what EA does and what they've been doing over the last 3 years, maybe it's all in our minds, but when a new player drops, that player is like OP for like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, bro, you can't do nothing with him. And then all of a sudden, he just stops doing what he's doing. And then it's like, yo, what just happened? All of us has been there. So it don't matter what you believe, whatever. We all have been there where it's like, yo, what is this? Why is my player playing like this? And that's because of whatever they do. You know, certain players are just going to lose that it factor for a little bit, and then we got to figure out what we need to do to get, you know, another player that's going to be better. You know what's interesting, though, about all that stuff? Bo Jackson, even though in certain games, like, well, not certain games, for the most part, I just want to go ahead and share something with you guys. So for Weekend League last weekend, we went 23-2, right? And Bo Jackson was insane, but in some games, he was getting tackled by, you know, Deion Sanders, and it was like a bunch of stupidness, right? But for the most part, he's going to play like a stud. Just remember, Bo Jackson, regardless of what we think and how we argue about him, and we always say the guy sucks, because I know I've been saying it forever, it doesn't really... How did this guy go 25-0? I actually beat this guy silly recently. That's pretty cool, man. That guy went 25-0. That's pretty interesting. All right, so we got top 20. All right, so I don't know what happens with the top 20. I don't think I've ever been top 20. Well, maybe we have. I don't know. But so we're 23-2 right now. We have to we're gonna wait to see what happens, because remember, Team of the Week drops around the time that we're supposed to get our you know, our Weekend League rewards. Plus there's other rewards coming, I guess, you know, the monthly rewards, if not this week, probably next week. So that may be coming out as well. But also, I believe that Weekend League is open this week. So this Thursday, nobody needs to qualify. If you're new and you want to just go in there, try to get some wins and get some, you know, some trophies or whatever to help your squad up, you could go ahead and do that this week without having to play any of those games in the knockout rounds. All right. So the reason that I point all that stuff out to you is the players are going to lose their dynamic ability as the days goes by. And like I said, in MUT 25, I don't believe that ever happened. MUT 15, I think it was pretty consistent as well. I don't think it was until like 16, 17 we started to notice that players were just running around and being idiots. 18 was wild. Like everybody just was playing the same. 19, same thing. Like new players came out, they played good for a couple days. And then, you know, whatever. They just went back to being what, you know, just average players. But I just want to make sure everybody understands that Team of the Week player is more than likely going to be very, very similar to the other players that come out, because he's one of the heroes, according to what, you know, they said already. So he should be able to get to a decent overall. What do I mean by that? Let's go ahead and take a look at the last one before all the holiday break and everything else that was going on with Team of the Week. This is what we last had with Team of the Week. Also, remember that if you did not do any of the solos, I don't know if they've announced anything about makeups, but we're probably going to be getting our free player very, very soon when Team of the Year is announced. And I believe that player should be auctionable because it was auctionable last year. So if you missed the missions and the challenges for these, you might want to start asking about that in EA Sport forums and seeing if they're going to give you guys any makeups, because you should have at least, I guess, 16 of these, because they had the preseason. So you should have had 16 thus far, because the preseason is added. So if we look at the ratings of the last ones, these guys were 92s, but Saquon Barkley's last card was a 91, which I just showed you, which was one of the whatever, the MUT Heroes or whatever card he is. And that's why when I was doing the coin making method and putting the 91s into the sets, I held on to Saquon, because I knew that he would get another card. Now look, we just invested into the power up, and this is another point I want to point out to you guys. When you're preparing for something, it could go either way with Madden. You don't never know what's going to happen. The issue is, if you don't act when it's time, you end up paying more if it's something that you want. So yeah, we just spent $19K on a power-up. If we don't like it, somebody else that's a Giants fan or somebody else might like it. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? So we just go ahead and sell it back. If we take a loss, we take a loss. I just have a feeling that we're not going to take a loss because his card was so OP when it first came out. I just don't see it happening. Also, like I said, the week 15, remember, that was before all the other high overall cards started coming out and all of these promos and everything like that with the ghost and everything. So they're going to have to up it. So ideally, maybe he gets a 94 card. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he gets that 94 and then they, put some jazz into this card, because if they do something like give him a 94 without the right ratings, everybody's going to erupt. It's going to be crazy. So ideally, like I said, for him, he would be a 93 powered up right now. Would they give him +3 or +4? That's the issue. Are they going to make his base card be a 92, 93 speed? More than likely, they'll do something like give him a 93 speed. Like, I'm just guessing the number. Let me know if I'm right once everything is revealed. But I'm guessing 93, which will mean that if they give him a 93, he'll be powered up to a 94. He'll get to 97. That's what I'm thinking. All right. If it doesn't work out like that, he will be useless for our squad. But I'm just letting you guys understand, I would be willing to sacrifice Eric Dickerson for Saquon Barkley based on the ratings. Now, his break tackle, let me just show you something real quick. His break tackle was one of the things that made it really, really frustrating to play against him because it was so high. Now, you can see already with his other card, it's already higher than Eric Dickerson. So typically speaking, you won't really need to do much to go crazy with Saquon. Like, if you go back to my earlier videos when I had Saquon, like, Saquon was doing whatever he wanted. He was doing he was jumping over dudes with, the dude had the bunny hop factor. Like, it was stupid, right? So he's going to be a very, very agile and, fast running back. With that being the case, there are a lot of differences. There are a lot of differences that can happen within the game itself that can make him be one of the best running backs. Obviously, he won't be as fast as Bo Jackson. They made Bo the way Bo's supposed to be in the game. Bo has always been a fan favorite. The dude's always been a stud. So they made him the way he's supposed to be. The only thing that you're going to have issue with is, I'm not going to start with Freight Train. That's going to be the biggest issue with a lot of you guys. Yo, can I do that? Yo, is it worth it? Whatever. For me, if I sell Eric Dickerson and I get the coins and I can invest in, Saquon and see what he can do for the time being, I think it'll work out better for us in the long run because you're coming in, it's going to be like, he's going to still be off the bench. Obviously, Bo Jackson is the starter, but he comes in with a whole nother dynamic. You see, if you want to do different things with the card and how you customize him, whatever, you're going to have a lot more that you can do with Saquon that you can do with Eric, because it's either like, he coming out with Freight Train or he's not. Nobody should be running around without Eric Dickerson being started off in Rage to begin with. So that's the only disadvantage depending on what you're looking at. But I just think that the upside of everything else that Saquon card could be, if EA makes it right, may be worth it. So that's just a suggestion for me. All right. There is no if you think that, whatever, bro, you want to stay with the same card, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. But just take a look at some of the numbers and understand. The only thing that was weird about Saquon, you see like how Eric Dickerson has that 92 stiff arm? Saquon was stiff arming dude's soul out of their chest, and his number was so low. So they already made him a glitch in the game. It's sort of like Deion Sanders. I brought him up earlier. Like, he's the only guy that can one-on-one tackle Bo Jackson, Eric Dickerson, no matter who it is. He just one-on-one tackles them. You're looking at his numbers like, bro, the dude can't tackle a dead cockroach. But they make him like that. Saquon is one of those players. So we're going to, if the card is good, I'm going to tweet it out. I'm going to let you guys know, we going after this dude. If they don't give him the numbers that we think are suitable, we have to pass on him. And then we just stay with Eric Dickerson and, we wait for the next decent running back, which I don't know who that will be because Chris Johnson is garbage and I don't want him. And he's already been released, obviously, for the Blitz. So there's not a lot of other options. Terrell Davis, maybe. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else. Like, you guys let me know who you're looking for. I know I saw some Tennessee Titan fans talking about Eddie George or something like that, but let me know the other legends that you would be interested in getting. Because other than that, I would want a Derrick Henry. A new updated Derrick Henry after what he did to the Patriots, because you got to give that man credit. They just give him suitable speed, and I would actually put him on the squad. Like, I would literally put that man on the squad and try to truck everybody and stiff arm everybody and just not care about anything. Like, literally, like, that's what I would do. Those are my only two right now. But Saquon, I remember when he was really, really good, so I wouldn't mind doing it. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Make sure you guys understand that the missions tab, you know, when you go over to the missions for the team of the week, I don't think anything is there currently because it leaves, right? I don't think anything would be there. Yeah, it's not going to be there. So you can't do anything right now, but if you did miss any of the weeks, you could start inquiring and just asking like, yo, I got to make up, you know, can we make up something? Is it something that we could do? You know, if there was an issue, you know, probably, you know, storm, servers, whatever was going on, you got to see what they're going to do. I know they do in some cases give you an opportunity, 10, 13. So we have 16, which is what we're supposed to have. All right. So you guys got to figure that out. You know, get in contact with them on Twitter at EA Sports _ Mutt. Start asking about it because, like I said, that's a free program, Team of the Year. I don't think that it's possible that they're gonna probably give you guys any more than one, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot to see, especially if you're a new player and you want to learn more about the sets and understand what's coming. Last year, I'm going to keep bragging about it. I pulled Bobby Wagner, 98 overall, sold him for a cool mill, and I was good. So it was worth my year. What will I pull this year? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I got all the collectibles that are needed, so I'll be ready to go. If you have any other questions, concerns, whatever it is, leave it in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.